Hi, welcome to Math Lesson 109. We're on pages 217 to 218. We're talking about reducing fractions by dividing by 2. I want you to look at the reddish-orange box at the top of your page. It says, reduce fractions to make equal fractions in smaller terms. We already learned how we can do that by multiplying fractions. You make an equivalent fraction. You multiply the numerator by a number and you multiply the denominator by the same number. And you get a new fraction with bigger numbers, but it's actually equal. Well, we can do the same thing by dividing the numerator, the top number, and the denominator, the bottom number, by the same number. And we call that reducing. So to reducir su número, necesita dividir el número arriba y el número abajo por lo mismo número. All right, let's look at an example. Here I have 2/4. So you can see there's 4 pieces, 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 of them are colored, 1, 2. This fraction is 1/2. You see there's 2 pieces, 1, 2, 1 is colored. If you take a look at the size of those pieces, these 2 pieces that are colored are the same size together as this 1 piece that is colored. So these fractions are equal. Well, how did I get from this fraction to this fraction? If I divide both my top number, which is 2, and my bottom number, which is 4, by the number 2, I get this new fraction. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 4 divided by 2 is 2. 1/2. So that shows why reducing works. These are the same fraction, just this one uses smaller numbers than the other one. Let's practice. Look at number 1 on your page. Let's start with letter A. It says color the sections in the circles to match the fraction represented. So the first circle says 4/6. The second circle says 2/3. So for the 4/6, I need to color in 4 of my 6 pieces. And they should be 4 pieces that are touching each other, okay? Don't just color in random pieces. Color in 4 pieces that are touching each other. So I'm going to color in here, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 of my 6 pieces, that's 4/6. Now I'm going to do the same thing with 2/3, but I'm going to do it in the same area that I colored this. So this area I colored, so I'm going to color this piece. 1, it's a bit bigger. Now I colored down here, so I'm going to color this piece. 2. I just colored 2/3. So you can see how these are the same size of my circle. It takes up the same amount. But I have different numbers in my fractions because I reduced from 4/6 to 2/3 by dividing by 2. 4 divided by 2 equals 2. 6 divided by 2 equals 3. I reduced. All right, let's look at letter B. 6/8 and 3/4. So I'm going to color in 6/8 first. I'm just going to start here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I've colored in 6 of my 8 pieces. Now I'm going to do the same thing with 3/4. So since I colored right here, I'm going to color this piece. 1. Since I colored here, I'll color this piece. 2. Since I colored here, this piece. 3. Okay? Can you see how they're the same shape, even though there's different numbers? Because I reduced. 6 divided by 2 is 3. 8 divided by 2 is 4. All right, let's look at number 2. Number 2 in your book says, reduce these fractions by dividing by 2. So letter A is 2/6. So I'm going to divide my numerator by 2 and my denominator by 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 6 divided by 2 is 3. Excellent. All right, letter B, it's the same thing. You can't see it very well, unfortunately, on my board. This is 2/8. Look on your page. So I need to divide my numerator, my top number, by 2, and my denominator, my bottom number, by 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1. Good. 8 divided by 2 is 4. So I have 1/4. Now we're going to do the same thing with letter C. 6 divided by 2, 10 divided by 2. All right, let's finish up the first page with divide and check. Letter A says 805 divided by 7. Let's get dividing. First of all, let's review our 5 steps of division. Divide, multiply, subtract, compare, bring down. Very good. So I'm going to start by dividing. Can I divide 8 by 7? Yes, I can. What is 8 divided by 7? It's 1, that's right. So I have a 1. Now I multiply. 1 times 7 is 7. Now I subtract. 8 minus 7 is 1. Now I compare. Compare 7 to 1. If it's less, then I keep going. If it's bigger, I need to try again. Is 1 less than 7? Yes, it is. So now I do my next step and bring down my 0. Keep everything nice and straight in a straight line. Now I'm going to divide 10 by 7. Can I do it? Yes. What is 10 divided by 7? 1. Very good. So we'll put the 1 there. 1 times 7 is 7. Excellent. 10 minus 7 is 3. Now I compare 3 to 7. Is 3 less than 7? Yes. So I bring down my 5. I am not done there. I need to keep dividing. 35 divided by 7 is 5. Very good. So put your 5 there. Multiply. 5 times 7 is 35. Then you subtract. Your answer is 0, so you don't have a remainder. Don't forget that to check, you need to multiply 115, so your answer here, by 7, by your divisor. Since you have no remainder, you don't have to worry about adding anything in at the end, so don't forget to check your problem. Okay, let's talk about your story problems on the top of page 218. Number 4 says, number 4A, excuse me, if Daniel memorizes 6 Bible verses per month, how many Bible verses will he have memorized in a year? Well, let's think about it. How many months are in a year? 12. So for each of those 12 months, he has 6 verses. So it's 6 verses 12 times. So what are we doing? 12 times 6. And that will tell you how many Bible verses. Okay? So do that in workspace A. Letter B, Audrey needs 2 new books for piano lessons. One book costs $15.95, and the other costs $12.48. How much change did she get back from $30? Remember, change is your cambio when you're buying things. So I want to know how much change she gets back from $30. Well, first I have to know the total that she spent. I know that she had to spend $15.95 on one book and $12.48, oops, excuse me, $12.48 on the other book. So you need to add that up to get the total that she spent. To find the cambio, you have to subtract that total from how much she gave the person she's buying from. So put it here and subtract, and that will tell you how much change. Don't forget your dollar sign and decimal point in your answer. Okay, number 5 says, write the numbers your teacher says. Listen very carefully. I will repeat them 2 times. If you need to, you can rewind your video and you can watch me and listen to them again. Letter A, 245,630, oops. Let's try that again, I messed up. Okay, letter A, trying again. 245,631,241. Okay, again. 245,631,241. Letter B, 1,101,101. 1,101,101. Letter C, 26,356. 26,356. Letter D, 7/8. 7/8. Number 6, letter A, 1/3 of 15. You need to divide 15 by 3 in order to get your answer. Same thing with B, divide 24 by 8, and with C, divide 49 by 7. With number 7, it says solve the equation and check. I want to get you started with this one, so bear with me while I erase this. Okay, so your problem says n minus 4 equals 8 plus 4 divided by 2. So first I have to solve what I can. I know I can solve this side. Start with our parentheses. 8 plus 4 is 12. Very good. And 12 divided by 2 is 6. So now I have n minus 4 equals 6. I add 4 to both sides, and I'm left with n equals 10. Now you need to put 10 back in place of n and check the problem by doing it over again. Okay? All right, number 8 says solve the measurement equation. I want to see you guys do this one all by yourself and see how well you do. Let me know if you need any help. All right, and then your brain booster says find the perimeter. Remember that perimeter is adding everything all the way around. So add each side together. All right, that's all folks. So I'll see you in our next lesson. Bye.